G'day everybody and welcome to the Cinnabounce for another Thursday night drive home live stream. It's your boy Joe. Big J will be with us momentarily. Don't worry about it. It's going to be an interesting one tonight because we understand that there is, of course, a big live stream that's going to be going on. It's trying to support Brad, the Super Coach Pro. So we might not be getting as many people tonight as is usual, but that is A-OK because we love Brad, and Brad has been doing a wonderful job this year. He is absolutely killing it, and you never know, we might end up jumping on that stream as well in a little bit too. So we'll have a look and see what happens there, and a massive shout out to the Squad Father for actually supporting that and helping to drive that. So we're all aboard the great train, and I can see that Initiator is sighing. What are you sighing about, Initiator? Life is good, my friend. Just calm it down, as the Squad Father would say. Good afternoon to you, Captain Flash. Michael, how much more carnage is about to drop, mate? Mate. I don't think you want to know. I don't think you want to know how much carnage, but we'll see. We'll see it together. Uncle Aka, how are you, my man? Shawnee, hello. Jen, good to see you as well. Causa, it's so annoying. I'm out of Gauntlet. No. You're out of Gauntlet as well. You went with the Brizzy Lions. That's unfortunate. I am so pleased with my Gauntlet, to be honest. Like, I was just looking at it before, and I couldn't believe some of the people that I had selected. Let me just share screen. I hate it when it's only my face. I love to share screen. Here we are. So, if I go to my Gauntlet, bro, I'm so pleased with myself. I've tipped the Bombers, the Tigers, North, Yartapulti. You know, I've picked crap teams essentially. Yes, I'm calling Essendon crap. They are. And Richmond. I'm somehow still in the Gauntlet despite Bombers. We just got over the line against North. Richmond just got over the line against North as well. North just got over the line against West Coast. Yartapulti, who did I tip them against? I don't remember. So, yeah, really happy with my Gauntlet. And you're not the only one, Causa. A lot of people. Only 1/5 of the Gauntlet players are still around. So don't worry about that. Unsure if I want to get Kitty. Nah, I'm happy to pass on Kitty. He was never going to be someone that you really wanted to trade in this week anyway, because he's only played the one game, you know? So he's only played the one game, and that's not enough for you to select him. He's going to have 2 games, obviously, before he's a bubble boy. But there was, of course, a report that he's pulled up very sore. Very sore. You know, not even just a little bit sore.
$2.
Very sore. Oh. Hey, Big J, $2.
$2. $2 from Tuesday too. I need $4, Joe.
Bro, that Tuesday stream, you were so late. That's not $2. That is $20.
$20. Oi, oi, oi.
Or we can just call it even, and all of my late arrivals are washed away.
We'll see. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It is a funky Friday. Nice to have a few debutantes, Joe. I know there's a couple of teams like the Pies. Me and Jen are going up to fight each other this week. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I think. I just hope. I just hope that we get some debutantes and they actually last is probably the big thing.
Yes,
more than anything else.
G'day, Mark. How's it going?
What's up, Mark?
Captain Flash traded McRae and Bice for Bolton and Simpson plus 540k for buy shenanigans, leaning Simpson over Boxall if named due to the round 15 buy being tough on the forward line with track, and marriage all out.
It's rough, man. It's a rough one. If Simpson gets you what you want, then I'm okay with holding the cash. The only thing is, obviously, you won't be able to do much next week. So it's a little bit of a case of, you're not going to bring anyone in that hasn't had the buy. So save up some extra money next week. Potentially we'll get another player on the bubble, or at least someone like I went early on Simpson. So hopefully he's been named. But hopefully, we might get one of these debutants who just comes in and smashes. Or maybe you want to go on a McCarthy or McCartan or someone who's taken in the mid-season draft. Chuck one of those guys in your team, get some money, and then, hey, presto, round 13, chuck in the Bont, chuck in Butters, potentially, and then just go ham. So, yeah, it could end up working out okay for us if you want.
Yeah, I think Simpson playing off the half back line.
He looked good, man.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did look really good. Let me just move.
I just remember everyone kind of having him in the preseason, which was one of the reasons why I went a little bit early on him last week. Was just like,
nice.
Played okay, played halfback. I don't think he will be one of the ones that, if Nod is to come back in, that he'll struggle. So it's more just, we'll see what happens there. I think there's a couple of Hayden Young can play a couple of different roles. So, yeah, I don't think that heat map shows as much. I think that one's a lot better, even from last week. Like, obviously, week 10 is where the heat map was. But I think from memory, they actually pushed quite far up the ground as well. So he took quite a few intercepts and was damaging off that half back line. So, yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty happy with Cooper Simpson, I think, as a downgrade. And even if he doesn't necessarily have to score insane in order for him to make you money, as long as, it seems to be a good week to get Port Adelaide with the injuries that they have. So if he just simply goes, say, 60s for the next couple of weeks, he'll make you 206. He'll make you almost 100K. If he goes 70 the next 2 weeks, there you go, closer to 100K. So I think Simpson's a very fine trade in. Yes, the lack of DPP sucks.
Yeah. What buy round does Adelaide? Does someone have like a Brisbane? What buy round are they? Are they 14?
Oh, Brisbane's round 16.
Yeah, so you might even, if you're lucky, you might even want to keep Simpson till about Brisbane's buy round. I know I've still got Ashcroft in my team. So, hey, him plus an Ashcroft could equal a Bont or a Butters, depending on price for either of them. So that in itself could work out quite well for us too. Yeah. See how we go.
Oh, because I'm sharing my screen, you guys might have noticed there is a specific guy who's got the blue. He's got blue on him. I've traded in Marcus Bontempelli, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even give a crap. That's it. No, the reason I know it can be pretty crazy considering that he has the bye next week and he has a high break even. 157 break even. Yes, it could be pretty high, but the thing is, Mills is going to be named this week. So Mills plays this week, and then Mills plays next week. And so I want to get Mills then in round 13. So if I want to get Mills round 13 and I want to get Bont in round 13, then it'll be pretty hard to facilitate getting both of them. So I'm thinking, you know what? Stuff it. I'll just get the Bont now because Bont is Bont. He is the absolute Baz tagging Bont in his dreams. Baz will be lucky to be seeing where he is because Libba is going to freaking pummel him into the ground. Last time he scored a 122 playing at GMHBA Stadium, and there's no Patrick Dangerfield to be of assistance in the midfield. So even if he was to score, say he scores a 120, even if he was to score a 120, good luck. All right, well done. You guys get him in round 13 for 15K
or a little bit cheaper.
Yeah,
little bit cheaper.
15K. But I'd rather the 120 over $15,000 because Cooper Simpson should more than make up for that. So stuff it. I'm getting the Bont in to be my VC. And so that way in round 13, by come round 13, I'll have both Bont and Mills here. at the D6 position. I keep Stone and I can loop between Trainer and O'Connell. Trainer's break even is only 71, and he should play a full game. And if he plays a full game, then he should hopefully score about that much and not lose money. Essendon are a green matchup for defenders.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I can loop between Trainer and O'Connell, who hopefully isn't the sub. Gorn Sherry, Oldstein. But there we go. I'm getting the Bont in, and people are saying I'm killing him, aren't I? Joe to break the Bont. Hey, you should be happy if I break the Bont.
He's not Tim Mitchell.
It'll be cheaper for you. Mr. Lawyer just killed the Bont, ripped the Dogs number 4. I haven't killed him. He's my VC. He's going to go 150.
I'll show everyone what I'm going to do with my trades too this week. It is going to be an interesting one, but I think I'm okay in terms of the team and whatnot. Let's have a bit of a look at Big J's team. This was the team. Obviously, if you guys have seen my team review, you know we're just outside the top 500. Congrats to some people, CWT as well, and Brad from Supercoach Pro, who are a bit higher in the rankings. What I am looking at this week is a projected score of 2171. No, I'm just kidding. Originally it was going to be Bice plus a Connor Stone out, right? This is before the McRae news. But I was going to get Bailey Dale. Unfortunately, I can't afford him. I think he's going to go massive this week as well. His run home is fantastic for him. Just unfortunately, he's got the buy out next week. I was going to do this, but I don't have enough money. So in essence, I'm actually saved a little bit by McRae being out, which is the funny thing. End up keeping Connor Stone there. I figure, hey, we're going to get some 99k defenders, potentially him to McCarthy next week from West Coast. Just slot him in. I'm happy. He'll play 3 games. He should play from the start of the season and just play the rest of the year, I think. Gives me 99k to play around with. Cool. What I am thinking of doing this week is we have to get rid of Bice. He's going to drop in more money. Going to get rid of McRae. Going to be a little bit cheeky with the team. I'm going to grab Big Shy Bolton, I think, this week. And my reasoning for this is if he becomes a primo, then fantastic, right? If Shy Bolton becomes a must, like a primo, whatever, I'm happy. His break even for his price is insanely low as well. So even if he doesn't become a must-have keeper, if he can score okay over the next couple of weeks heading into his buy round, I should end up with a 500k player that then I can actually do stuff with. So that's kind of my reasoning. I do have enough trades. After the trades I'm going to do now, I'll have 3 spots left on field and 15 trades. So I can do some finagling and move players around and some other things. If I finish the team with like 4 trades left, cool. I think that's good enough for myself. I'll have a few playing players on the bench, hopefully, after the mid-season draft. So McRae is... Shy Bolton comes in, as Initiator says here. Young is out. Shy Bolton as in a cash cow, potentially cash cow, or I think, Joe, we were looking at on Tuesday and we looked at on Monday as well. When he gets 40 plus CBAs, he's scoring 100. So, you know, he could end up just being an okay scorer. Maybe, you know, F7 in terms of F6, but that's fine for me at the moment. Only time I like McRae too is the same buy. Well, there you go. So what I am going to do as well, it doesn't give me enough money for Bailey Dale. I would love Dale in my team. Can't afford it. I'm going to bring in one, if I can spell his name right, AI, Josh Dacos. He has jumped a little bit in cash, but I quite like his role off halfback for Collingwood. And I'll get Joe to throw up the DFS positioning as well once we go back over to his screen. But halfbacks, Collingwood have the best run over the next however long. So partially why as well. I think he'll do okay against North. He does have a later bye, so at least it's some coverage over the next however long. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be okay. So I've been very impressed with him, kind of going a little bit under the radar at the moment. Super low pod as well. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The only problem is not a lot of cash left over. I could go a Roberts. I could go someone else, but yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, that's kind of my team at the moment. Not sure about captaincy yet. I might just go Cherry into Gorn. We'll see. I've got enough loops. I've still got pattern and whatnot, so I can do some funky stuff there. But yeah, we'll see what kind of happens. Just hoping that I have a few of these players coming back. Yeah. 1 sec. We'll check out Josh Dacos. Yeah, Josh Dacos is a good pick. This week, North is okay, but he does have the highest plus minus out of anyone so far. So yeah, it's not terrible. If I had enough Bailey Dale money, I would go Bailey Dale, but you know, it is what it is, Joe.
The Daily Bale.
So Sydney's next 3 opponents are really good for halfbacks. So maybe I'll be inspired to get Roberts back in. We'll see what happens.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. It is too.
Yeah,
very nice.
Roberts and Bice. Like if I trade out Bice and then he goes big, I will not be happy. All right, let's smash out some of these.
All right, let me just scroll. Let me scroll back up again to some of the comments. Would Boxall be better pick if named over Simpson?
See, I would not. I think Boxall. I think St Kilda have had 1 or 2 injuries that may affect Boxall coming in. Obviously, McRae being one of them. But I know they've got Zach Jones and a few other players Hunter Clark that have been smashing it in the VFL. I don't know if you want to pull up VFL stats, Joe, for St Kilda last week, but yeah, they did very, very, very well. And I think there's going to be a lot of pressure for Boxall once he comes back to keep his spot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't think Boxall holds his spot personally. I reckon Simpson's definitely better. I'm on the Bombers for the Gauntlet this week. Very nice. Don't Simpson Boxall have the same bite? They do.
Yep.
Only had McRae, so far, so good. Congratulations, Michael.
Yeah, same for me too. The one time we're trading out Horn Francis like 5 weeks ago actually worked out okay for me.
Yeah. I want Geelong against GWS for Gauntlet. Ooh, very nice. Very nice indeed. You lost. Sorry, Jen. I'm just kidding. Dead End, McRae, Callahan, and Horn Francis out for me. Fun times. Oh, boy.
Yeah. You could have had Sean Darcy. You could have had half a dozen other players as well, unfortunately. So, in some essence, you're okay. In other times, Dead End. A bit rough, man.
Adelaide's the way to go. I think you can tip Adelaide to beat a lot of teams, especially at home. I know it's an easy one, but in my mind, it can be risky tipping the lower teams early. But like Freo, yes, I know they are hard to tip, but as Walyalup, they are undefeated. They had a good win last week. They're playing at home against an injured Port Adelaide. So if Freo were ever to win, this hopefully would be the week for them to win. Hence why I'm going with them as the Gauntlet. Crows can win most weeks. They're a top 8 caliber team, especially when they're playing at home. So I think this is too much of a slam dunk. I'd much rather when you're in a pinch and you don't know who to pick, you can always fall back on a great team. Personally, J Bags, g'day, hello. Thoughts on whether Baz Lenker is a good VC option this week? My other potential choice for VC is Brayshaw. My fullback captain options are Sherry and Jack Sinclair. So,
look, I don't mind Baz. I think every week since about round 5, there's been a Thursday night player that has gone massive. Baz has scored phenomenal. I'm talking probably the best player I'm not going to say best player AFL, but for his price, getting him at sub 400K, 154, 156, 147 when he first started. He's only predicted a 124 this week, but he could be phenomenal. Him or a Bailey Dale or a Bont, if you have them, are very, very suitable players to have this week, I think, as vice captains. I think that there's going to be a lot of things. He may cop a lot of flack from Western Bulldogs players. Maybe Libba takes him out this week. Just says, nah, stuff you. But this could be the week, man. Every year, every Thursday this season, there's been big jumps. So I don't mind it. If you've got a lock, I think for myself, it would be if Max Gorn was playing West Coast again, and you could say with absolute certainty that there was a perfect captaincy lock for you, then no problem. Chuck it in. But I think the only risk is that at the moment in my head, there's not as much of a lock for a captaincy that you can just throw it on Baz and then say, oh well, if it doesn't work out, I've got someone lined up. That's the only thing with myself.
Baz is up against the Dogs, and if you've been here for long enough, you know I call the Dogs the Dogs midfield is a black hole for Super Coach points. They just suck everything up. It's insane. The Dogs midfield, Bont, Valor, Libba, Sanders. They've added Kennedy this year. Even Timmy English basically acts as an extra midfielder as well. Like they are so hard to score against because there's only so many points that can go around. You know, there's only 3,300 points, and all of the top scorers for the Dogs, they're all the midfielders. So, of course, and Bailey Dale. So it's really hard for the points to be divvied up a lot. Now, look, he could be. The other question is, will Baz be on his game? He has started fights with the Dogs. There's been a bit of backwards and forwards. And the question is, will it be a heated game? Will he be too busy fighting with the Doggies as opposed to playing in the midfield? And there's no Paddy Dangerfield in there as well. Danger, despite his age, Danger's still absolutely flying at the moment and has been a really big component in their midfield, if I recall correctly. Let me have a look at the CBAs for the Geelong Cats. What was Dangerfield getting? Not much. He was playing more of a centre half forward, but he comes in crashing like a wrecking ball. And then you have someone like a Baz coming out from the side who continues to run all day. Will he be a good matchup for the Dogs? I don't know. Potentially he's a good VC option because he's gone back-to-back 150s.
Yeah.
And when someone's going back-to-back 150s, he's got a hot hand. So you could go Baz VC. And seriously, can you go wrong with a Sherry captaincy? When was the last time Sherry let you down?
Yeah, Darcy Cameron's a pretty rough opponent, though. That's the only thing. I think he'll do okay. Hopefully, North get the win. Fingers crossed. I saw a few North Melbourne or Collingwood people in the chat saying, hey, North might be a half decent matchup this week. But I think with him, it's more just opponent than anything else. So we'll see. We'll see. And that's where I'm just like, you could go the tried and tested, hey, Cherry into Gorn, like we've been doing the last 8 weeks, and might be okay for you. Yeah. So that's my only problem against going Baslenko. Someone will go massive tonight. 100%. It's going to be a fun game to watch. 7:30. It's going to be great. But unless you've got an automatically locked-in captain that you're very happy with, I think you may struggle. So, yeah. But Darcy Cameron's really good.
Yeah, but it's a neutral matchup. He's not a red or an orange. He's neutral.
Yeah.
And sometimes someone like Tristan Sherry, all he needs is a neutral to go 130. If it's a slight green, he'll go 140. If it's a solid green, he'll go 150. So you can always count on. Plus, you've got Wardlaw in the side, so hit outs to advantage and things like that. You know what I mean? So I personally think Tristan Sherry, fullback captain, is almost as safe as houses, because if you look at his scoring, these 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure he was suffering with like a sort of a hamstring problem.
Yeah,
and then
something happened.
And then you just saw when he got fit again, he's just gone 156 average over 5 games. So yeah, Look, it's safe as houses, personally. Picking Kitty ain't about the bubble at all, though. You aren't picking him to make money. You're picking him as a D6 and a player that plays the rest of the season. If you think Kitty Coleman can play for a
he
whole
won't even play
season,
this week. How's he gonna play the whole season?
exactly. Let alone half a season. It's not happening. You're picking him to play for as long as he can play because we know he's capable of good scores. And then when he eventually falls down, you would hopefully have made sufficient cash that way.
And you know what's always been our slogan, Joe, since the start of Supercoach when we started doing the channel. You start the risk, you don't bring the risk in because it only costs you one trade to trade them out. Kadeem Coleman next himself. Not saying it's going to happen, but if he has a few weeks where he's out, similar to playing one game last week and now he's out again, you're going to spend 2 or 3 trades to get the player in and out. And I've already had that with Tom Stewart this year. There's no way Kadeem Coleman. If it was 120K, okay. I can see a world where I bring him in, no worries. But at 260, mate, you want to start upgrading. You don't want to bring in a 260K player. That's not going to be a keeper. Like a Callum Mills, I can see a world where Callum Mills ends up being a keeper. Okay. But not a Kadeem Coleman. No way.
Yeah. Like if he's going 90s for you,
he's not going to score 90s, man. He won't score 90s.
If he goes 90s in that role, he's kicked Fletcher out. It was his first game back and he was sore. So he's got a 72. I think that there is upside. I think he can go 90s playing that soft role off halfback. If he does that for you, he'll make you 100K in 4 games. 90 is not enough to be a keeper. It's not going to be good enough to be a D6. If you want him to be a D6, he has to go 105 plus, 110. So, but I don't see Kitty Coleman doing that. But having him be there, scoring 90 to 100 would be excellent. Hopefully, he can go at least 4 games of that, make us the money, and then trade him out. I can't see Kadeem Coleman playing out the rest of the season, unfortunately. There are some players. There are just some players who are unfortunately more injury prone than others. The same way that there are some players who are unfortunately more concussion prone. And we see Nick Cox at Essendon again, the concussion symptoms. And I think we're not going to, I think he has to retire from the game. And all from that one innocuous incident that took place. And he's just continues to suffer from it. So it's a cruel world that we live in, unfortunately. Not everyone is dealt the same hand. Pies for me in the Gauntlet this week. Very nice.
Yeah, probably.
Straight $5. My Gauntlet tips: Melbourne round 7, Hawks round 8, Richmond round 9, North round 10. Think I'm going to pick Essendon this week. Not confident. Well, hopefully we do win this week. I mean, they brought the mouth guards to training. Let's be real. They brought the mouth guards to training, and all of it was spent on tackling. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Am I bringing Bolton in? Oh, why not? But he's a West Coast supporter, so maybe he can't see himself bringing in a Freo player. Okay. Follows thoughts on? Yeah, we've already answered that question. Alex, hey guys, need advice. Should I VC Bont and see Sherry, or VC Sherry and see Gawn? Go Hawks.
Look, I would probably look at Bont. I think Bont VC could be very, very sexy. Someone goes big on Thursdays, and if you're set with Cherry being a good enough captaincy score and a very nice fallback, I think that's the way to go. You can later on decide in yourself, do I go Cherry captain or Gawn captain? But I think having the Bont this week, similar to last week, if you had him and he went 140, you'd be very happy. I think this week he could go very big as well. I don't think there's anyone in the Geelong team who can really stop Marcus. Maybe if Dangerfield or someone was there, they might give him a bit of a run for his money. But I just don't think they've got many. So he might just go big against them. So someone's going to go big today on a Thursday. It could be the Bont, it could be Baz, but it'd probably be Bont. Like, look at those kind of last 3 scores, man. It's pretty good, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's very good. And if we're looking specifically at GMHBA, if we can filter. He's got a 122, a 146, 98, a 143 in his last 4. Now, what's that as an average? Calculator out, please. So it's 122 plus 146 plus 98 plus 143. But about 4. He's averaging 127.25 over the last 4 games playing at GMHBA. And if we anticipate this game to be as good and as close as it should be, because they are both 2 great teams, 2 very offensive teams, if it's going to be close, Bontempelli with the scaling is going to go through the roof. So in a close game, Bont could go bananas, but I think it will entirely depend on whether or not he gets more CBAs. So at the moment, his CBAs have not been that much. He's been hovering around the 55 to 60%. So they've been really using him as that striker type player. And so a lot of responsibility will be on Libba and Richard's shoulders to get the ball forward for him. But I just say that if they are struggling to get it done, then they'll just put Bont in there because he's refreshed. He's had the first 5 weeks off. They can throw him on the ball, and we know that there is no one better in the competition at getting contested knock-ons than Marcus Bontempelli in the entire competition. And so a lot of people think that it's just simply champion data clicking points for Marcus Bontempelli.
No, he's a good player, man.
But he is the best player in the comp, and everything he does scores points. Even those contested knock-ons that he does, they almost count as contested possessions. So it might not look like he's had a lot, but behind the scenes, he has. So yeah, I like go for someone with a high ceiling, a really high ceiling. So for me, I think the Bont as a VC, there's nothing better than entering the weekend Thursday night Bont 180 VC. You just feel it's the best feeling in the world.
And especially with Supercoach too, because you want to be the guy that has the big VC score, so everyone's chasing you. If you can manage to land a Thursday night VC, which has been the same way to go for however long, if you've been able to hold on to it, mate, you're laughing. Absolutely laughing.
Also, I thought I'm bringing Libba this week. Oh, man. Look.
Yeah, he could be one as well. I've seen a few people go Ed Richards this week as well. Obviously, Bailey Dale being one. You just have to be careful because the buy round is next week. Yeah. So you don't want to bust your guts and pay up and get a big player in. I guess kind of the lucky thing is that a McRae does open a lot for you. Some people might have 150K and then they can go straight to a Bont. Some people maybe already got rid of a Bice and things like that and can downgrade a Cleary to a Simpson and then go, McRae up to Bontempelli, which is what Joe's done, or similar at least. So you just got to be careful. The week's off next week and you don't want to sandbag yourself into having too many round 12 buy round players.
Yeah, and it also it depends on how many players you have. Like I for me personally, with Mike Bont gets off, bro, he shits out gold. What are you talking about? He deserves it. But like for me, I've only, including the Bont, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 missing. So for me, I think I have 5. I can certainly afford to do it. But if you have more players than that, then obviously you probably can't do it. Like if you still have a Chera, for example. He's someone who's going to be missing if you have a Cripps because you got him for cheap, for example. Like there's a few players in that round 12 buy. If you're still holding on to Rosie, he's obviously a round 12 buy player. So it's really easy to be over invested. So it does depend on your team as well.
I think I have 4. So I have Sheezel, Chera, who I didn't get rid of last week, got happy with the 140. Cherry, and then have Caleb Daniel. They're my 4. So, yeah.
McRae for Noah Anderson with 1 pick left. So what, you need 1 more player left on field. Wow. And 197 in not sure who to pick or just leave it until
I would bring in a rookie. If you can afford it, bring in someone that's on the bubble. We've got Cooper Simpson. There's Sims, potentially a Boxall as well, but Simpson looks the best out of them so far.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The 540k, so I can get 2 550 players next week, Bond the week after, and Butters Brayshaw the week after that.
The thing with Flash, unless there's someone who just has an incredibly low break even, or someone who's just tapered out in price, next week I wouldn't bring in anyone. I would almost be like, cool, mid-season draft happens. By Friday, the players should be in their respective teams on Supercoach. Maybe we just grab the best couple of there, reset the cash, and then round 13 we look to do some upgrades. I would be a little bit wary of bringing in players that haven't had a buy round yet, because in 2 or 3 weeks they're going to be out of your team. So that it's almost like I've been planning to make my team of, hey, I just bring in guys who are around 14, 15, 16, and then like round 13, I bring in my doggies or my Port Adelaide players. The same with round 14, same with round 15, kind of post from that. So
yeah,
maybe the way to kind of look at it a little bit, I think.
G'day, Shauno. Good to
What's up,
see
Sean?
ya. Waiting for Tens for deciding who to trade for Simpson. Fair enough. I really want to get rid of Sardis. Yeah, I know. There's so many dead. I've traded out Hustwaite this week. I think Hustwaite is dead. Campo, unfortunately,
he was an emergency last week. So I'm hoping that there's been a prospective team. Yeah, he was number 1 emergency, Joe. So we're a little bit lucky. There was a prospective team that Scooby, if you guys have him on Twitter, apparently he's got an inside with someone at Port. So he posted out a bit of a team sheets, what it prospectively could be. But I'm hoping Campo comes back at some point. I just need some money. Just play one game. One game, score a 60. I make 50k off downgrading you to a rookie. I'm happy. But we'll see what happens.
Probably won't, to be honest. Joe, your quest on Scott sub for us. Yeah, man.
It sucks because he got re-signed.
He's killing me. What if he scores another sub-ton? Initiator, you got to live your life a little, bro. Seriously, you got to live life. And you're going to have Bont in your team eventually. And this, for me, I can do it. I had freed up heaps of cash last week by getting Goldie in. So I freed up money. I can get the Bont and I can live my life. I can go to sleep knowing that I've got bloody Josh Dunkley at M6 at the moment. And I'm going to be aiming for a Butters and then someone else, whoever it is. So, look, I look at this and I smile because I love the Bont. He's my favorite.
He'll be. I need to plan. He's the one. I think I can wait a little bit on Butters. I currently have no like players really to worry about too much. So I planning for Bont. If it becomes I've got a couple of guys at almost 400k. If Matt Flynn somehow turns to the Bont, I'll be very happy. I think I can do it over 4 trades. I'll be great. Yeah, I've got a couple of guys at like 170k, 190k that hopefully they just play and make me a little bit of money, and then I can offload some guys. Fingers crossed Connor Stone's named this week, but I don't think he will be, so we'll see what happens. But Bont's post-buy run, Joe. It's interesting.
Yeah. He's got no reds for the rest of the season. He's got no reds. No reds for the Bont. It's all system go. Green light, baby. I'm really happy about that. Now, Cap and Flash. If Mills goes 110 or so this week, could we go early on him next week? You could. He's got Adelaide, and then he'll have Richmond the following week. You could go early on him. The only annoying thing is, of course, if he gets injured or something happens in round 12, because you've gone early on him,
you're stuck.
He dies without making you any money in the process with a low break even. You know what I mean? So that's the risk. But you don't really want to be upgrading during the buys. So if you can, but if you're getting someone like a Mills who isn't expensive, Mills is at 357. Yeah, he is 357. So if you're getting a Mills at 357 into D6, for example, and then he'll get DPP because he's playing pure inside mid. He'll get the DPP, which is obviously really handy. I don't mind it personally going early. It all depends, I suppose, on what other options there are. Depends on your team structure. Depends on how many you've got loaded up in that buy. What buy do the Swans have again?
15.
Let's begin. The Swans are they round 14 buy?
Yeah, round 14.
Yeah.
So it's them, Collingwood, and then two other teams that I currently don't have any players from.
Right. Yeah, so I don't mind. I don't mind getting him in because there really aren't. I might do that myself because I only have day costs. Literally, just day costs. So I might get Mills if he goes big and looks to be with that role. I'm deciding either Sinclair, Witt, Merritt, or Dacos this week. As
you know who would have sucked to be a trade in this week if James Leake comes back. He had 39 disposals on the weekend, Joe. 39. They were playing Collingwood VFL, so maybe not the best indicator, but yeah, 39 touches, man. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. So I think Whitfield. What's Dacos? Dacos break even of 162, but he has North. Whitfield 123. Look, either one you go for is going to be fine. I think Whitfield
I wouldn't
probably is D1.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Dacos. I think his break even's too high. There's no way he's going to get close to it. He's going to drop another 50K.
He'll drop some more. Yeah. So, look, you could go with a Whitfield, but Sinclair is one that I'm ruining not getting last week. He's 539 with a break even of 66.
Sucks.
He's got a good buy, DPP. So for me, it's probably either Sinclair or Whitfield, either one of those two, whichever one floats your boat. Money dependent. You might, that extra 60K that you save by going a Sinclair over a Whitfield might be the difference between getting in someone really good next week or the week after. So maybe it is a Sinclair. Merritt 200 break even. Insane. So yeah, maybe don't go with him. Wait, ask Brock how much Bont is likely to score. Will it even do that? Let's go to Twitter. Let's ask. Does Grok know anything about?
Does Grok know?
All right, so come to Grok. So I say, I play AFL Supercoach and am thinking of trading in Marcus Bontempelli.
How much will he score this week versus Geelong?
How much will he score this week against the Geelong Cats? Okay. It's challenging. Okay, sure. No worries. I can provide an informed estimate. Okay. Recent performance. In 2024, he averaged 129. Yes. Yes. All right, stuff it. What's your prediction? Given his elite scoring, his favourable matchup against Geelong, and his recent form, a reasonable prediction for his Supercoach score is 120 to 140, with a midpoint of 130.
Thanks, Grok.
There you go, Initiator. I'm expecting around 130 points tonight. And if he does that, I take that VC. Thank you very much. And if he scores a 130, how much do you guys save when you trade him? Sold. Texterism. He's sold.
If he scores that, he's probably coming into it like
you save $11,000.
Yeah, that's fine.
You save $11,000. Congratulations.
Well, over the next. So what I need to do then, if I say, okay, I'm going to go Flynn to Bont, I need Flynn to not shit the bed for like the next 3 weeks or next 2 weeks, get to 450K. And then all I need is 200K to get Bont in. So it's doable, boys. It's doable. We'll see.
You'll see. Marcus Bontempelli.
Bont is now in my team. There you go.
Let's
Joe
go.
kills Bont. He's under 100.
Piss off, fellow.
2
Something
minutes
right
till teams.
has to happen. Something right has to happen for me. It will be this one. Believe me. It will happen. Stuart is back. Yes, he is. Jake Kelly, best value mids this week, you think, fellas? How's Heaney?
Yeah.
Ooh, Heaney looks good.
Heaney looks really good. I really don't want to reverse my trades, but Heaney looks really good. Sinclair, if you don't have him, is still only 530k-ish.
Yep.
So Sinclair could be fantastic for you. He's going to shoot up in money. There's quite a few others. Even someone like a Dunkley. Let me fix this up for you guys. Matt Rowell is probably the only one at sub 500k that I would be looking at in teams, but you have to be really risky to be able to bring him in. 1 second. Mid only. What are we looking at? Best value. Yeah, Sinclair is probably number one if you don't have Sinclair. He's only 20k more than Jack McRae. So if you want to do that, then all power to you. Josh Dunkley's still good. Libber's still okay. Moving down the list. See, the problem is there's quite a few players who are still really cheap. Like, I probably wouldn't even touch a Caleb Sarong yet. You might want to pick him up post-buy as like a cheaper player. Yeah, it could be an interesting run. Connor Rosie post-buy as well, maybe a shot. There's a couple there. I probably wouldn't touch John Newcomb, though he did score quite well. He's going to drop a little bit in cash. Yeah, you could go really cheap and grab someone like a Max Holmes potentially versus the Bulldogs, but we'll see. Teams, Joe. Teams.
All right. Is it 620? There we are. 620.
Yep.
Team lineups. Let's have a go. Let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty.
Not
We
too
start
happy. Oh, they went back to the pictures again.
They're back to the pictures. The AFL are the biggest flip-floppers in they can't do anything right. But Danger out. Koss managed. Bose injured. Klahisi in. Stanley in. Stewart in. Artie Jones, unfortunately, got injured. Oscar Baker, what a great rookie he was for us last year. So, tough game. List view. Tough game. I'm tipping the Bont to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tipping the Bont by 11 points.
There you go. The Bont by 11, boys. Lock it in.
What are you tipping?
I tipped doggies. I'm pretty sure.
Very well. Brad Scott, you are the biggest piece of shit in the history of the world.
It's so bad, man. It is so bad. It just makes me cry. It's just like, no.
Brad, seriously.
Like, he's not a bad player. He did what he needed to do, and then that was it, really.
What is this? This is managed.
Yep. Goldie owners.
Todd Goldstein. I am Nostradamus. Oh my God. Todd mother flipping. He's still in. Todd is in up against Samson Ryan. Bro, do I change my captain to Goldie? No. It can't be.
No.
I can't. Oh
Can't
my God. No Nankervis. All the hitouts. Give me all of the hitouts. Dylan Shield dropped. Deserved. Why is Elijah Sardis not in though? We dropped a midfielder and brought no
he's
midfielders.
Playing half back. He's playing half back, yeah. Dylan Shield's half back.
No, he's not.
Yeah. He is. He was playing half back last week. That's why Sard got omitted for Dylan Shield. Yeah.
No, Sard was playing on a wing.
No.
Dylan Shield is not half back.
He's been playing half back all season, mate.
He started half back and then we put him on the ball.
Yeah, on the ball in the half back.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's blue. See? Half back.
He was a sub. That's defensive mid. No kick in. One kick in. He was playing half back. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Look,
playing
see?
everywhere. He's just
Look
following
at
the
the red, bro. Yeah.
Bro, he's had 4 touches. He was playing. He was
Doesn't
following
matter.
the
That's
ball.
more than 0 touches.
Bro, he's literally had a disposal inside the forward 50.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So we freaking drop. So we drop Shield,
Mm.
a winger who's actually good. Now Angus Clark plays wing. Archer Day Wicks, yes, anticipated. Guelphy, he's been ass in the VFL. I don't know why we're playing Guelphy. Why do we still have Laverty? They've got a small forward line. They've got no Tom Lynch. Is that personal reason for Noah Bolter? Is that what it's called? A personal reason?
Yeah, he's personally out.
Personal reason. A court order.
Personally out of the team.
That's so shit. We're gonna lose. Maurice Rioli in Sir Doug Nichols round is gonna kill us. We got Gresham, Clark, and Guelphy. No, this is all bad. All bad. Sard and Elijah are both emergencies. Yeah, but they should be playing. Unbelievable. Laverty's still playing. Unbelievable.
Mm.
Brad is throwing. Brad is just. Did North Melbourne send Brad to Essendon as a secret undercover agent to ruin us from within? Is that what
Bro,
what
you
guys have
picked
done?
him. Yeah, I told you, Joe. I said, hey, don't pick Brad Scott. You were like, yeah, Brad Scott. He won 2 Premier. He got into the finals twice. He knows how to win a final. He's so good. And like, look at the team, man. Let's roll back the tape. You'll be able to see what it was like. You know, it's not worth it. No second chances, no nothing with this guy. He's just in the toilet. That's it.
Well, I'm still gonna tip us. But not with any confidence.
Mm.
Serious. I still can't believe Nankervis is out for Goldstein. I can't believe it. I've been kissed. All right. Whew.
I think I have one rookie playing, and that is Big Matt Carroll, just for the fact that he hasn't been one of the people that were dropped this week. Okay, yeah, someone was posting on Twitter about it might be strike number 2 for big Elijah Holland. So,
ooh,
yeah.
A little bit of naughty. Stoss injured, Boyd injured, Pitane dropped, TDK back, Doherty in, Akers in. We got a debutant in O'Farrell.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the list view.
I don't
Who's
trust
emergency?
it.
Campo is an emergency again.
And that's the only saving grace with me not trading him at the moment is just that he is like he's at least around the mark. I mean, they as opposed to some players that they haven't forgotten that he's existed. So that's probably the big thing. Yeah, it's not been great though.
Yep. Connor Stone is not even an emergency. So yeah, Stone is officially dead. Rouston comes in for McMullen, and Leek Aaliyah comes in probably the other way around, but yeah, fair enough. So your Finn is out for a while. You got to trade him out.
Yep.
I'm tipping the Blues in this one, actually.
Yeah, I think I tipped the Blues.
Too many injuries for the Giants for my liking. So I'm going with the Blues to win. Then got the Hawks. Jeez, all right. So Reeves injured. He's out for Meek, easy. McGuinness managed. Oh, Kitty Coleman managed.
Yeah, well,
there
we knew that already, yeah. Big Zorko is gonna have a lot of fun this week because there's no Marshall, no Kadeem Coleman, no Connor McKenna to steal his points. So yeah, looks good.
So Nash comes in and Gunston comes in. Yeah. So Nash coming in was clear as day. Going to be the replacement. So that's why
Hustwaite in the toilet.
Not even an emergency. Not even emergency. Yeah, so yeah, Hustwaite is dead. Glad I'm trading him out. Thank you for your services, mate. You're gone.
Thanks for the 70K. I'll get off a mid-season draftee. Hopefully that plays.
Oscar McInerney is still an emergency.
Yep.
They're still playing with Darcy 4. I just realized.
Yep. Hey guys,
What's
if you
happened
haven't
to
already,
Big O?
smash that like button. We got 94 odd people that are watching. Doesn't cost you guys anything, but does help us out quite a lot. So if you guys can do that, that would be bloody fantastic.
I'm tipping the Hawks in this one.
Yeah, I picked actually I think I picked Brisbane.
Tipping the Hawks. MCG. These are all good ins. All 4 of them, good ins. I'm surprised they took Cal Shadir with them up to Darwin, almost like a sacrificial lamb. We'll take you to the shit conditions there. We'll play you and rest Gunston. So that when we're back in Melbourne, we'll flick you off and bring Gunston back.
Gunston comes back.
So yeah, I'm tipping the Hawks in this one.
Yeah. They might just look better.
So is this a Sunday game or is this Saturday?
No, Saturday, I think.
Okay, cool. So Dersma admitted.
Mm-hmm.
Scott admitted. Curtis back from his suspension. Welcome back.
There's a cheeky boy at halfback named for North Melbourne.
Faisal, Daniel, Hardiman.
There you go. I think Zach Fisher may play wing. He's kind of the gear up that I'm hearing from the people that played, or from the people that went and watched training this morning. Looks like Fisher's come in for Bailey Scott, so he'll just be running up and down on the wing. No need to be alarmed too much in terms of Harry Sheezel back.
Do you know where Sheezel was training this weekend?
Midfield, kind of everywhere. But he was talking up, hey, I like being a forward, so we'll see what happens. But I think his scoring will be fine. As you say here, Scott was terrible. Fisher should play sub. There you go. Sheezel back.
Never play.
Hopefully. Yeah.
If
I look at that listing, if I look at our interchange, Zach Fisher's the sub. Like, you don't sub a small forward. You don't sub the other players. I think Fisher will be sub.
Sub Luke McDonald. Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, of course.
Will Hayes makes his debut coming in for the managed steel side bum.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to see how he plays, but geez, with this stacked Collingwood side, hard to see any rookie keep their spot there. So I would not be touching Hayes with a 10-foot pole. I am tipping Collingwood in this game.
Yeah, I've tipped Collingwood as well. I guess like if you were Ned Long at 202K and you brought him in, then you'd be laughing. But outside of that, nah, it's a big no-no for me.
Then we have no changes whatsoever for Walyalup. I mean, why would you change anything?
Which is great.
Giants?
Which is great for the people that brought in Erasmus 2 weeks ago and the people that brought in people brought in Simpson this week. If you had both, which you could have easily done, you'd be laughing.
How can you not tip Port? I mean, how can you not tip Walyalup? They're playing Brandon Zerk-Thatcher, Mr. Reverse Coleman medalist himself. They've got Horn Francis out, Jones out, Asava out, Sin out. They're bringing in Ratkins.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing in the Rat. Trav Boak, nothing but respect for Trav Boak. But, like, with this team coming across, it's got to be Walyalup. I'm firmly got them as my Gauntlet tip this week.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. They're the team that I brought in.
Halfback Connor Rozee is still not named at halfback, so they're going to probably play Travis Boak to replace Horn Francis in that midfield.
Yeah. Maybe Rory Atkins.
Atkins? Is he a midfielder or more defense?
I think he's been playing halfback, but
he plays probably for replace Sin or Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday game. So these are extended.
Nice for the people that brought in Sid Draper on a few people's call-ups. Said, hey, bring him in. He's going to play. He's going to do well. And then somehow they still had him in their sides. No changes as of yet, but I think it's going to be a pretty amazing game, this one here. There are quite a few debutantes / Eagles players that we need to be careful of. Clay Hall and Gross probably being the two. So we'll see what happens. I think they keep on Bailey Williams. So my prediction for this interchange, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I want Tom Gross to play, but it's probably Jinby, Bailey Williams, Gross, and then one of Clay Hall or Reed or Bo Allen, I think. I don't
And
think
they've
they
lost two
play Reed.
forwards.
Yeah.
They've lost two forwards.
But like Jamie Cripps is not a tall forward, so
No.
it kind of doesn't work as much. Like I don't think they play Oscar Allen and then Bailey Williams and then Archer Reed as well. I think they play two, and I think Bailey Williams just helping out in the ruck is probably the way to go for them. So my predictions, we'll see what happens. Yeah, that might be the play. Long will play alongside Ginny. I love Ginny. Ginny Reed, Allen, and Gross sub. So maybe next week, Joe, we get Bo Allen as a downgrade option, but we'll see. But yeah, I think change Reed with Williams is probably the right way. I'm picking I'm picking Adelaide regardless.
I was about to say, what are you doing? You're tipping West Coast.
I just hope Gross plays because I currently have one playing rookie on the bench in Simpson, so makes things a bit tough.
We move down to Nam and the Swans. Jai Cully making his debut for Nam.
How's he been going in the VFL? While you do that, I'll quickly pull up his stats.
Last one, the interchange.
Casey played Southport.
McInerney suspended. Francis injured. Amadi suspended. Mills straight in. Oh, that's
Cully
hot.
was pretty random. So, yeah, maybe not Cully.
That's hot. Mills straight on field. That's bellissimo. I love it. I love it. This is stiff. Getting stiff. Adams. Where's Adams? Still on the bench.
Yeah, Sheldrick owners will be very, very happy, I think. It's probably the last week to grab him. He's still named. But I think he'll be great. I just hope Mr. 25 plays. I know he won't. Kai will say he won't play, but I hope Mr. 25 plays. That would be great, please. I need some cash, Jen.
Oh, if Jake Lever is in, that's big for Melbourne.
Yeah, they'll do well. It'll be interesting to see what happens with those that have Jake Bowie as well, because Jake Lever, from memory, took a lot of the kind of kick-ins and had a lot of the structure. So maybe they keep Bowie as the main kicking guy, but I can totally see a world where when Lead is on field that it doesn't end up happening. So, yeah. Harvey Langford named on as a follower is kind of dirty, though. Already been there the whole time, but it just sucks not owning these players.
This is a tough one to tip.
Yep. A lot of people calling out Sandy Brock as well. Would have been fantastic to own at 100K. I wish I had brought him in. He was either him or Sard, and I ended up going Sard. So Sandy Brock, 200K this week. You'd be very, very happy. Unfortunately, McGovern out for a long period of time. Looks like potentially the rest of his career could be out. So it's a bit rough.
Where do Swans kick get their goals from? When you've got a back line of Lever and May, how do the Swans kick a winning score? They'll be relying obviously on Warner and Heaney to kick goals from the midfield. Peanut Laddams, Hayward. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough midfield, tough back line. Like, it's night and day different when Melbourne have May and Lever. They are probably...
They're a good team.
The best one. They're probably the best defensive tandem in the league, May and Lever. Really hard to beat. Like, obviously, there are some teams that just have a great player, like when you've got Taylor, for example, for the Giants. You've got Wiedering. He's a one-man wall for Carlton, but May and Lever, they're tough to beat. I'm still going to tip the Swans. Yeah, I'll still tip the Swans.
Yeah, makes me feel bad about dropping Riley Bice this week, but It is what it is.
Who are you tipping?
I have tipped Sydney. I think they're just going to end up being a little bit of a better matchup for Melbourne. So, but we'll see what happens.
Last game. Saints and Suns. Jeez. All right. So McRae injured. Garcia dropped. Collard dropped. McLennan dropped. Zach Jones potentially in. Hunter Clark potentially in. Max Heath is new. Jepson is new.
Yeah,
Nice.
there was some talk that he was that he's been doing quite well recently. I was looking for him to debut last week, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Yeah, looks okay.
So with these, we can see Keeler on field. So Keeler likely to be in. Zach Jones on field, likely to be in. So these two guys are in. Those are the ones. Those are the only ones. The rest is still Heath, Hall, Boxall, Hasty, Clark, Henry. Interesting. I think I've initially tipped the Suns.
I tipped the Suns. I think the Suns have just been better. It's hard to not tip a. What am I saying? It's tough not to tip a team that's like third on the ladder, that's won the last 3 games. That St Kilda have been okay, but yeah, I quite like the Suns. They need to win away from home at some point, so we'll see what happens.
Young team. Bring Keeler back in. Yeah, they've added experience again, Clark and Jones. But McRae's a pretty big injury. And the Suns are just in ripping hot form. It could be a game at Marvel. Again, the Saints are capable of just pulling out their ass a super effort game and winning. But I think the Suns are building a backbone with some of their experienced players. Rioli, great pickup. Noble, great pickup. Sam Collins, such an underrated defender. He's so good. So good. Jed Walter is a man mountain at that age. Plus Ben King still playing. Ben Long will want to take it up to his old side.
They're a good team.
Yeah, I think they match up well. I think I'll tip the Suns to win away from home this week.
They're a good team. Is Jepson named on field, or is Jepson named?
No, he's last on the bench.
That probably doesn't play then.
Probably not. All right. Let me just go back to some of these. G'day, Michael. How many rookies on field as the Primos failed? 4 for me and no cash gen.
Yeah, currently I have 3. One of them being Carroll, which isn't great. But it happens.
Yeah, I got 4.
Yeah.
I've got 4 as well. Josh Deckles could pick. He said that. Am I crazy going VC Dawson into Anderson? Nah, Dawson's a great one against West Coast at Adelaide with just obviously Crouch out. I think Dawson's a great pick.
Just have to be careful. Dawson's been very, very up and down, up and down. I think with the stronger forward line, he doesn't get relegated into being kind of that pseudo Fogarty type role, which he has been in the past. But even last week, like he scored okay, but I think he left a few points on the table. Seemed to go quite big, and then it was the last quarter that saved him a little bit. So, yeah, see what happens, I guess.
Who do you reckon the top 6 defenders are going to be? Probably Whitfield, Zorko, Sinclair. And then the rest is up for grabs, really. Depends who wants it. Be Bailey Dale potentially this
Sinclair,
year.
Zorko, Ash potentially. I think Bailey Dale's there. I don't like the Jordan Clark. I think he'll be okay, but I think he'll be around the 100 mark, whereas some of these guys will do 110 plus. Even someone like a Roberts to jump back up. I hope Josh Dacos is around the mark because I've just brought him in. So we'll see kind of what happens.
I reckon Clark will be fine. But Whitfield is definitely D1. pretty comfortably.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. Did end with that. Patrick, any opinion on paying for Dacos at 560 with his break even? I think you're gonna want to finish your team with Dacos in there. And I get it, he can be cheaper. But if you think he's going to score well this week against North Melbourne, then you can get him in. Because ultimately, you want them for the points. So if you trade him in from this week and from this point on he averages 120, then you're laughing. Even if he loses a bit of cash, ultimately you're picking him for his points, not for his dollars. So
Yeah.
Hey guys, hey Dodgy, any John Noble or Josh Dacos?
It's rough, man.
Probably Dacos given the run.
Yeah, but it's rough. It's a hard one to pick up.
Close, yeah. Down my copper tag from O'Connor this week. Potentially. Maltesing, hello. Big game against the Roos this week. Yes, indeed. Indeed.
It'll be a good challenge. This time the last, this time the last teams, what am I saying? Last time these two teams played, North Melbourne went bang in the first quarter, and then Pies came back and ended up winning by 1 point. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Can't be too salty with McRae. Yeah, absolutely. Nah, we love McRae. He did very well for us. Did you see your favorite player return last week in the seconds? Who's my Darcy Parish? No. Who's my second player? Who returned in the seconds? Remind me. Who is my favorite player again? St Kilda killed my gauntlet last week. Unfortunate. Should I trade McRae and Horn Francis or hold one? Look, if you're going to trade one, I reckon trade McRae. You never know what he's going to be like when he comes back from his punctured lung. He wasn't tackling the last few weeks anyway. And with a punctured lung, it's unlikely that he's going to want to feel comfortable tackling. So, yeah. I reckon you can trade both and get Horn Francis back a bit later because he has a really high break even. But for me, I think McRae probably can be traded out. Only 5-day break for Baz. Ooh, okay.
I think
English
that's why
going 140 plus.
I think that's why they've been, that publicized that they've been managing him a little bit, but I think that's why they've been managing him a little bit.
No shit. Since I'm going Bias, Callahan, McRae to Bolton, Midfield, and Green, am I missing a lot? Ooh.
Look, I would be a little bit wary. I think Simpson's job security is decent. His job role looks really good, barring obviously having a really shitty game this weekend. It more depends for myself on your cash gen than anything else. If you've got enough cash gen, if you've got a Sheldrick, Sandy Brock, a few other players, okay, I don't mind it. But we're heading into the bye rounds now, and myself, I might not be able to finish my team before the bye rounds are finished. It's not a great position to be in. If your team has a Cleary, if you have, a Kako, if you have half a dozen of these other players still left in your bench, fantastic. Maybe that's the way to go. But I would be a little bit wary of the cash gen because, I have Matt Carroll as D6, which isn't great because he scored a 31 last week. And then my only real cash gen is Simpson. So it doesn't look good.
Yeah, my I don't have. I mean, I have okay, but nothing. Not the best. Definitely would have preferred going with Brock.
Bench over 200k. It's ridiculous.
The Trainer and O'Connell will probably be looping there. These guys are all dead, and Gross could be the sub again.
Yeah.
All could be dead, but at least I have Simpson and Cleary. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's all disgusting. I just wish I wish one of these guys had DPP. At least then I could do something. But it's pretty gross.
Yep.
Unless I could. But Gross should be fine. Gross should be named, right?
You'd hope so. Look, I think the fact that he's been subbed 2 weeks in a row isn't great. Guys, I have a thing for the fans in the chat. I've got 77 odd people. I have a thing. Supercoach Pro is 3 subs away from 1K. Can you guys, I'm going to put the link to the stream in the chat. Can you guys bomb the stream and then just sub to him? And then he's going to get his 1K. Just say, love from the center bounce. Here's a sub. Put that in the chat. Bang, bang, bang. Done. We'll
center bounce raid.
Center bounce raid if you want to do that instead. But he only needs 3 subs. So if you guys haven't subbed to him, there's the stream. There's his channel is right here. Chuck it in there. Let's bomb it. People did the same thing for us when we were. Oh, don't do that, Joe. It's gonna get flagged. Us watching other people's streams on the stream.
Does it?
Yeah, sometimes it does. It gets flagged for copyright, so just have to be careful.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't already, sent love from the center bounce. I see Flash on there as well. Let's go. Smack it out. Let's do it, yeah? 3 more subs.
Get on to him.
There you go.
Get on to him.
10 more minutes or so, I reckon. Joe, let's smash out some more of these questions, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to get through. Still can't believe Melksham never got. I know. Unbelievable. Lucky guy. If Essendon lose, then it's time to sack Brad Scott, so go Tigers. Oh, I'm surprised you want us to sack our coach, Velo. Interesting. Come on, Joe. I've had Bradshaw since the start. It was a genuine question. I'm just kidding with you, Michael. You know I'm kidding. Look, I think Simpson's fine. I'm not sure who's kicking him out personally of that back line. At the moment, watch as it's Libba that goes big. Oh, you can always trust Libba to go big. He's a tough in and under player. Mullen to tag Bont. He's not big enough to go with the Bont. I reckon Mullen goes straight to Richards. Hawks, hey legends, I'm trading McRae and Dolan to Tom Green and Simpson. Who's better, Anderson or Green? And do I trade Vicentini to Flynn? Oh, wait, I think he got the 1K.
Yeah.
Brad got the 1K. Well done, guys. Well done. Absolutely. Let me just throw in there. Congrats, Brad.
There you go. All
right. Oh, look at you, Center Bouncer Raid got you over the 1K. Oh my god. All right. Look, I personally like Tom Green. Big J, not a big fan of Tom Green, but for me, I do like Tom Green. I think he's got the best run for inside mids up there, GWS, for the rest of the season. He's only got 1-2 red matchups for the whole year. So big fan of Tom Green myself. He has a history of going 110.
I don't mind Tom Green. My only problem with Tom Green is that in Supercoach we have burn men. One being Bailey Dale for myself, but I think his run home is very, very good. My only problem with Tom Green is that every year that I've owned him, maybe 2025 is different, but every year that I have owned him, he has done this for like 5 weeks and then he's gone down a cliff. That's it. That's my only problem with Tom Green. Every year it's felt like, hey, he starts dropping like 60s, starts dropping 70s and 80s, and then that's it. And then you end up with like a 530K player that can't even average 100 for the rest of the year. So that's kind of just my feelings a little bit with Tom Green. He'll probably be okay, but there you go. It's a bit.
Do I trade Vicentini to Flynn? Do I trade Vicentini to Flynn?
I think the other way around.
No. Yeah. Look, if Flynn is solo rucking, then keep Flynn, I guess. You never know when Hinkley will decide to drop Vicentini.
Yeah. For myself with Flynn, like Vicentini screams what Jordan Sweet was a couple of years ago, where we all got him at 150K and then he just kind of never did anything. Vicentini could be that type of player. He's never done it before. He's had 2 really good games. Port look a little bit better with him in the side. But yeah, it's rough, man. Like It is rough. Yeah, it is rough for me. So I think you start to lock in must-have players and get in some cash gen. I like Flynn's probably still got 60K to go. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. As Velo says here, see Vicentini getting dropped potentially soon, which it could happen.
Exactly.
And my problem with Vicentini as well is that he's got 1 week and then the bye. So you don't know what happens over that bye round. Maybe Jordan Sweet bashes him in the competition, maybe does some other things, and then it kind of doesn't work.
Look, it depends on how many players you've got in the bye next week, Mark. Caleb Daniel's still playing halfback, so I wouldn't be trading out Daniel. See, I've just traded out an injured McRae who I know is not playing to get to Bond. It's not like I've traded out a current performing primo player, and that's the thing. So if you can get him other way, like if you have McRae who just got injured and you want to trade him out to get to a Bond, certainly can. Humphrey as well. Like, what's Humphrey's break even? I think Humphrey's not perform. Of course, Humphrey's performing well when it's not in my side. That freaking flog. I hate him. What is his break even? 74. You know, he can do it. Guess when I owned him. Guess when I owned Bailey Humphrey. Nah, not these
40,
2 weeks. Not this
48.
week. These 3 weeks. The absolute.
And then the week you trade him out, he drops the 151.
Yep, it wasn't these. It was these 3. The piece of shit. Man. I hate him. Yeah. I hate him. Get rid of Humphrey, bro. If you get the Bond from Humphrey, do it. But not
100%,
Daniel.
Mark. 100%.
Prestia back to the VFL.
Mark, it also gives you someone to. It also gives you someone to root for in today's game. What's up, Hoodie?
Thing 6 to the capo by you when I am 10-4. Agreed.
Yeah.
580K. Cleary to Simpson. Then going Carroll, Huswaite to Bont. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. He was not named.
No.
Hoff is making his debut.
He was their best player in the VFL, though. So maybe if he has another big VFL game, see what happens then potentially. But it's just rough, man.
He'll be very cheap.
Cash is dead.
Very cheap. Do you guys like going Horn Francis and McRae to Sinclair and Clark?
Yep.
Not bad. Good size. Yes, on the mark. Take the Bond VC. Oh, for sure, I'll do that. Says the man who has Oldie at Flex. But you wish you had Oldie at Flex this week.
Because Nank is not playing.
Because Nank saw Goldie and thought, oh, hell no. I can't do that.
He got fired from playing North Melbourne 2 weeks ago and was still tanked.
Nah, he saw Todd Goldstein coming and instantly felt so much older than he actually is. And so decided to... thoughts on Shea Bolton? He's good. Jays is getting him in. You can get him in. Yeah. Mills will be named, and Detoli's finally playing a half in the VFL. Congratulations to him. Nank managed. Oh, I actually want to say the comments. Goldie going to the moon. Tip Essendon Sard out. I know, disgusting. Will Hayes makes his debut. Yep. Sack Brad Scott agreed. Archer Day Weeks out. So much for that job security we thought he had. I never said he had job security.
He never had the job security in my eyes. Never. One of these guys, similar to a few others that came in for a tiny bit of time and, was a little bit of coverage. I mean, we've seen that. The problem with Essendon, similar to a Hawthorn and a couple of other teams in the AFL, probably not West Coast because they're shit, but Essendon want to win games. When you've got players who are coming back from injuries, they just automatically walk in and then just move players out of the way. They say, hey, bitch, I'm here. That's it. Go back to the VFL. See you later. Unless you're scoring hundreds every week, unless you're a backline like tall at Essendon, there might be a spot for you in the team long term. But anyone comes back, that's it. You're gone. So here's a taste of AFL. We'll see you next year, basically, for Archer Day Wicks, unfortunately. And Hustwaite, a similar position. Nash, a few others have come on. That's it. Yeah. So you
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No need.
we'll
Like I say, Goldie 150. Yes, sir. Joe
see.
just won the lottery. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Seems like my tweet wasn't the worst. No, it wasn't. It was bang on the money. Samson Ryan going 100 plus. Oh, of course he is. Old Goldie VC. Excellent. I'm glad. Brad Scott is the new Bevo. Hashtag bring Herd back. Yes, I agree. Bring back Herd. He will save us. Essendon drop a 32-year-old, an 18, and a 24-year-old for two 27-year-olds and an 18-year-old. Guess he got a little younger. That's what we try to do. We always try to be young. What's bad about Guelphy? He just wasn't good in the VFL. He normally are supposed to be rewarding form, not a name. And I'd much prefer having someone like Sard in the side over Guelphy. We have another rookie. Yes, Joe North sacked Scott for a reason. Fair enough. Brad is stepping down for James Hurd. I wish. Joe, would you rather Brad Scott or James Hurd? Look, Captain Flash, how old are you? Are you a grown up? Are you an adult? Because you have my vote. I'll have anyone over Brad Scott at this point. Even you. All right.
You can get Captain
Nicholas,
Flash.
McRae, Horn Francis for Jackson and Bolton. Ooh, Luke Jackson.
McRae, Horn Francis, Jackson. Yeah, look, there's some talk that Luke Jackson, if Luke Jackson was like 50k cheaper, he might be in my side this week. I think he's going to be a bit of a super pod and will carry the likes of a Cherry / Gorn throughout the buys as well. My only problem with him is that whenever Sean Darcy comes back, that's it. So just have to be a little bit careful with him. There's always that heart in the head in the heart moment. Oh wait, he comes back and then that's it. So
Darcy's dead. Darcy's dead. Just trade Darcy away and keep Jackson.
Well, they can't do that halfway through the season, can they?
Trade him away. I don't care. Drop him or something. Hawks have the record against Brisbane. Very nice. Kanga. TDK in, Pitane out. Yes, indeed.
Yep, that was the go. There was a time when that wasn't going to happen, but it was more with like if Curnow or Mackay were injured. There you go.
Yes, Hugh Jackson. I call him Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackson is a mid who has been on the list for 4 years. Oh, there you go. He is a mid. Very nice,
bro. I'm not touching Port Adelaide mids. We had Lorenz doing really well. He got dropped. We had Moraes doing really well. He's probably going to get dropped next week as well. They're just cycling through all these players. I think you have to be a shit mid at Port, and then they keep you along for the following week. So, yeah, it's no good.
Yeah. Swans mids kick the goals as the forwards won't. Yep. He will have to play more forward. And that's sort of the reason why I didn't trade him in. I could have got him in, but I just thought, you know what? Let me just lock in the best player in the competition and sleep happy at night. Melbourne could win at the MCG. If in Sydney, I'd pick the Swans. Fair shout. Bice named on the back flank. 2 Big J.
It was named there last week too, mate.
Yeah. Sydney will win a scrap. Yeah, I think so. Bont 150 tonight. Yeah, I think Bont's more likely than Baz to go 150. I feel. Yeah. Dimmer Hardwick has lost 11 at Marvel since his hate Marvel. No, they beat us after the siren with the Marbior Chol goal after the siren, where we kicked 1 goal 9 in the last quarter. So, I think they can do it. Dimmer don't do Docklands. Yeah, well, against the Bombers, everyone does Docklands. Jordan Clark is a minimum 105 average. I think he's around that mark. Pies are flying. Yeah, they should.
Nah, they're not going to win. We're going to win. North Melbourne pride. Sonia Hood said North Melbourne's going to win. So that's it.
Initiator joining me. Bond time. Let's go. Are you worried about dropping down ranks, Big J, with lack of cash gen?
This was the reason, and I'm not happy about it, but this was the reason why my team review last week, not this week that just happened, but the one before last week, took so long to come out, because it was a bit of the realization that, hey, my team's a little bit in the pits at the moment, not very happy with the situation. don't really have a lot of cash gen at all or anything. It's the reason why I'm resounding myself a little bit as well to potentially not having a fully upgraded team until like round 16. Maybe we'll have some things happening. Look, my objective this year, Tantum, was always to beat my score from last year. That was what it was coming in. Being top 100 would be fantastic. I want to get there as much as I can, but sometimes you have to be a little bit realistic. So we'll see. I hopefully I can hold my rank. Hopefully I can do some fantastic things. But I just need these rookies to play, man. There's no one. I've got Carroll on my bench in the back line who's now playing because I just have no one. So it's really tough, man. It's really tough. I need some of these mid-season draftees to come in so I can just play them. Free up some cash down. I'm getting 70K from a trade. So it's not optimal in any sense of the word. So yeah, it's really rough. Rough times at Big J's team at the moment, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be right. You'll be right.
That's the goal, yeah. It's more of a challenge as well. Like, how do I get Bont in? Do I have to trade Gorn at some point? Cherry at maxed price to finish off my side? Like, just these kind of thoughts and feelings a little bit too. So, and that's part of and don't pick Pryor. Well, yeah, I didn't have Pryor either. No Connor O'Sullivan. So many dead rookies that I've had since the start of the season is ridiculous. Yeah, it's just about, hey, you know, and the beautiful thing with you guys being here and watching the streams and all the team reviews and stuff is that you jump on the journey with you guys. So yeah, there you go. It's fun.
Sorry, this is for Velo. Is this who you were talking about?
Yeah.
Is this who you were talking about? My boy, Mikel Tilefau, my favorite tiger in the world, Mikel Tilefau. I love him. Oh, he's came back to the VFL. What a ledge. What a ledge. I love him. He'll play AFL soon. He'll play AFL soon, of that I have no doubt. Rip my entire bench. Bruv, you're not alone.
Yeah, and the people that had Connor Stone as well makes things really tough. Like, really tough.
I have considered him, yes, because he is quite cheap. I think you can trade him in if you want a final M8, for example, then I think he'll be a fine M8.
I think he's going to drop a tiny bit of money though, so we'll see. Break even 94, projected 101, so potentially. I'm a little bit wary of getting guys in that have a buy round in 2 weeks. I mean, I got Shy Bolton in, but it's a little bit different just because his break even is -8. But yeah, a little bit wary of bringing these players in at the moment.
That was the worst player last week. He got admitted crazy about. I know. It's disgusting. Yep. Brad Scott.
He was very good, man. Saad was decent. Like, not happy, Jam.
Dead end. Just straight Islamophobe. You could have called him a racist or whatever, but not straight Islamophobe. I love it. I want Bailey Dell, but I just know I'll bring him in and he'll start scoring 80s. I know. That's the problem with burn men, isn't it? Michael, problem with Green is there's no support with everyone else injured. So if you're going to tag, it's Green. Possibly, yes. You got a point.
Even Finbar Bailey's holding his spot this week.
Yeah, get it around him.
He'd probably be the big surprise.
Bro, you'd be a brave man, Shauno, to go straight on Mills.
Yeah.
Off a half of VFL. That'd be very ballsy.
Yeah, 100%.
Was so tempted to say, we give the hard subs, so you don't have to.
That's what I was looking for. I was looking for it, boys.
That's very, very nice. Is it worth getting Bont in this week or wait until after bye? Look, Blake, I've got him in this week because I thought, look, McRae is out and I had money in the bank. So I thought, you know what, stuff it. Let me get Bont in this week. Round 13, I want to get Mills. So it's pretty hard to afford Mills and Bont in the same week. So I thought, you know what, stuff it. Let me pull the trigger now, get the Bont in, and love life to the fullest. Up to you also.
Yeah,
if
you don't have to force it. I think there's some players that you have to force it sometimes. And I think Bont this week is not one of those players. Like Cherry last week, Cherry 2 weeks ago, the guy's already made 50K on the money, whatever. But Bont basically has a break even of 150. So I don't think, you got to worry about it too much.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. Just watch me have him as VC. Go to the
Well, there
moon.
you go.
That's all.
Makes for a good team review next week, Joe.
It does. Get him whenever you can, Blake. Then get Butters after bye. Yep, exactly. Humphrey is a troll. Troll is a soft word for him. I was going to call him something else. Cash? No cashy, lol. Goldie might score you a 50 this week. A little bit of an upgrade, perhaps. Ryan will smash Goldie. Excellent. I love to hear it. Clark, wasn't Boyd an emergency? Boyd won't play, according to Saints fans. He's been super ordinary, even in the VFL. He's been an emergency since round 2. I know. Every week, we always say, stop lying. Don't lie to us. Stop insulting our intelligence. He's dead. Clark won't play more than a couple either. Too skinny and not really ready for AFL. But he is an endurance machine. He won our 2K time trial, remember? So he's a good old-fashioned country kid. See ball, get ball.
Look, I give him a week. I give him a week. Brad Scott's been cycling out of these kids so much that I got nothing. He could be on the bubble and I'd be like, maybe not. Maybe not.
A coach younger than all the players, fair enough. Matthew Knights over Brad Scott. Oh. Matthew Knights has subsequently, though, done a few more apprenticeship at other clubs. He might be ready to be a head coach now. But at least under Knights, we had an identifiable game plan of that running and gunning off halfback. And with the way the current league is played at the moment, it would work. So you know what? Give me Matthew Knights. Can't believe I said that. But yeah, Matthew Knights. Also using last boots on McRae, Horn Francis, and Kako for Bont, Bolton, and Cooper. Very nice. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I like it.
Vice to Bolton or a dead rookie to Simpson?
Can you do both?
Yeah, you got 2 trades, bro.
Can you do both?
You can literally do both.
If you can do both, you're very, very happy.
That's the goal, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah.
Learn from the year prior and have fun.
Yeah, except I don't have prior. That makes me sad.
Don't pick prior. Stuff prior. Who's more dead out of... Oh.
That's a question for you, Joe, isn't it?
What?
Who's more dead?
I have never received a question like that. Who has less life? A rock? A rock or a table?
A rock or a hard place? Who has more life? It's
a fry pan.
Yeah, it's a really tough situation, to be honest. Let's pull up the VFL stats, Joe. So maybe I'll do it on my end if you want to go for it. But 1 second.
It's like which way's more?
Yeah,
steel or feathers?
It's really depressing too, because it's like one of them did really well in the VFL, but the other one currently has more money on his name, which means that you want to get rid of him. First thing to really figure out is that Big J has both of them, so it's not great either way. Connor Stone break even of 0, isn't coming back right now. Hustwaite break even of -8. So potentially he's going to make a little bit of extra money. Okay, that's something to hold yourself. Last week, player stats. Last week, player stats. Henry Hustwaite, 28 touches, 9 tackles, because we know he's a tackle machine. He did this in the VFL, and then he got dropped halfway through the game. 28 touches, 123 super coach. Has been playing okay.
Fantasy.
Sorry, yeah, same. Let's pretend it's the same. Last week, where is he? Connor Stone, 23 touches, 4 tackles. Look, I would probably say Connor Stone is the more dead. just for the fact that Fonte has come back. Fonte's come into the team and kind of pushed a few players around, and I think they like him a little bit more than a Connor Stone. He would probably be the one that goes before the other player, so just have to be a little bit careful for there. The same way that Hustwaite, I think the only way. So we're talking before about Sard and Archer Day Wicks and stuff, and it's the same philosophy to Hustwaite as well, where they've got so many ins at the moment and so many good players that have come back from injury. If we look at their ins this week, they need to have like multiple players injured again, because that's the only way he came in the team. Will Day was injured, Connor Nash got injured, and then he got a debut. Like, their midfield really needs a big shake-up in terms of injuries and suspensions this week for him to come in. I mean, he's not competing with a Gunston, but he is with a Nash. He's competing with Ward, potentially with a Morrison, potentially with like a couple of other people here on the bench as well. Cam McKenzie's probably keeping him out of a spot as well. So there's a lot. Can we say both? Both are dead. I would probably trade Connor Stone first just for the money. Just for the fact that instantly you get 100K if you trade down to a 99K player. Hence why, like, these three players here probably turn into Callum Mills in 1 or 2 weeks, depending on how he plays. Like, just straight up. Stone, Carroll, Sard, Callum Mills, okay. The rest of the team has to make enough money to go Lindsay and Ashcroft up to Primos. Never injured as well. Probably not coming back. Camporelli, probably not coming back. Hopefully Tom Gross plays this week, even though his cash gen is dead as well, or a little bit not as dead. Ben Patton has been named, but I doubt he plays either. So yeah, a lot of dead rookies and a lot of cheapo monies. So yeah, and this is the biggest point. This is my biggest point, everyone. It's what I've said since like round 8 when all these rookies started dying. Was at least we get to fix our benches. And unless a player has played unless a player has played AFL, probably in the last 2 years, because I think it was Matt Parker, Joe, former Richmond, former St Kilda, came in and played maybe for West Coast or something, that he was a little bit more expensive. But unless you've played AFL in the last like 2 or 3 years, everyone's going to be 99K because they're taking up a rookie spot. So McCarthy, all these guys should be almost instant locks to play. We might even get some debutantes next week from the mid-season draft. We'll see what happens. But at least they'll be in round 13. And by round 12, we'll get a fair idea. So we'll see. 99K plus whatever it is makes a lot. Hence why I'm a bit salty I don't have Sandy Brook. Yeah.
I've traded out Hustwaite because he's not even an emergency, and at least Stone.
Oh, definitely. He's dead.
At least Stone offers DPP looping in a couple of things.
I have Patton, so I have double DPP.
There you go, double DPP. That question of who's more dead. It's like, what's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? So that's they're the same way, exactly. I don't. It's gonna feel weird starting next year with Day cost 500K. It's beautiful. It's hot. What are you talking about? You should be happy about this.
Yeah, I think next year one of the big learnings that we learned from this year was that you just go pure guns and rookies. Get how many guys you can keep at 500K into your team, and then play from there. Day cost cheap, potentially a Sheasel cheap, potentially a Zach Merritt and a few other these players really cheap. Perfection. It's best 22 out of 23. You get a free hit with a rookie every week. You know, whoever it is, maybe backline players are a bit more expensive, or midfielders or forwards, whatever it is. I think,
Could cop some tags, but his run is not that bad. Freo won't tag him maybe this week. Potentially could with Wagner. Bedford.
Oh, Butters,
Oliver won't be able to run with him. Sydney, probably James Jordan. Carlton won't tag. Brisbane, don't tag. West Coast, don't tag. Hawthorn. They don't really use McGuinness as a tagger much. Adelaide, don't tag. Geelong could tag him.
Mm.
Freo, again, probably not. Carlton don't tag, and Gold Coast don't tag. So, yeah, we'll see about that. I'd take Knights over Scott. Okay, there you go. That trade is for my boost since I'm already trading McRae and Callahan to Whitfield and Green. Oh, right. So you have to pick. Nah, get the cash. Get the cash, Jay.
Yeah,
Do
always
I
take
go
the money.
Never? Or
Chip Simpson looks really good. Take the money. Sorry.
Never and McRae for Simpson and Whitfield? Or HH Hustwaite and McRae for Dale and Simpson? Well,
Look,
they're both going to be traded out, aren't they? But
Mhm.
Hustwaite is probably more dead than Nevitt, you would say, right?
I think you do Dale and Simpson because Dale's break even is incredibly low, and you get to watch him in the next 10 minutes, and then you get to cheer Dale on. That's my pick. I would go Dale. I wouldn't touch Whitfield right now. He's too expensive. Even if he goes big, his break even is 123. I would not be getting Whitfield in this week, even with Dale having the bye. Dale next week could be 560 and you've missed out. So 100% get Dale in. No worries there. Get the big Dale. Be happy. You get to watch him dominate against Geelong, and all of us that don't have Dale in our team go, no Bailey Dale. So yeah, he'd be the one. Make it happen.
Would you trade Simpson? You trade to Simpson. Get it, Freddie. Dead Rook like Sard. Oh, Sard's not dead. Sard will continue to get these
He'll
subs.
come back at some point. Hopefully.
Yeah, Hustwaite is definitely gone. Yeah, get rid of Hustwaite. Hawks are just stacked. Agreed. Get rid of Hustwaite. Yes. Cloyce and Bramble are the subs tonight. Thank you.
Nice.
Never injured as well. Yep. So he could be gone this week. Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully Gross plays a full game. Hopefully, unlikely.
Hopefully.
Was questioning Parfit with Swizz the other night. Thinks he'll be 270 to 350 if picked. Nah, not worth it for sure.
Well, I don't even think he'll play. So there's a bit of a talk with some of these other players. Obviously, there's a strong connection with a lot of the Indigenous boys, and they all want to play on the same team and things like that as well. I don't even think he plays. Like, he might just come in, be a bench spot, 6 months to show yourself, cool, get another big contract, and then that's it. So, yeah, I don't even think the guy plays.
Yep. Sar's not dead. Yeah, exactly. He's not dead. Have a great round. Good. Enjoy Uncle Akka.
There you go.
Stream Whitfield, I can't swap that to Dale last minute. My mental health can't handle that. Then hold on to Whitfield. Whitfield is D1 for the year, bro.
Yeah, do that then. But if you have the opportunity and you have to choose between the two, you get Dale in this week just due to break evens and whatnot. Guys, thank you very, very much for today. It has been an amazing run. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Thank you as well for the bomb of Supercoach Pro. You know, he'll remember that forever. It was up on the stream. We got you there from the community. Thanks for all the stuff you've done. Yeah, it's been a fantastic day. Enjoy the weekend as well. Joe, I forgot the date, but are we going to the football next Friday? Me and you.
Oh, is it next Friday?
That's what I'm wondering. Is it next week? I'm looking at round 12. There's a certain Collingwood versus Hawthorn game at the MCG.
No, I thought it was Collingwood Carlton, wasn't it? Was it Collingwood Carlton?
When is Collingwood Carlton on? Is it like round 18 or something? No,
not
round
that
17. Oh, sorry, no, July 4th. That's my mistake. Sorry, fellas.
Exactly.
July 4th. We'll be there July 4th. Another month to go.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you had to see and hear here today, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that jazz. Because here at the Centre Bounce, we pick Todd Goldstein, so you don't have to.
So you guys don't have to. Bye for now, fellas. Catch you later. Joe Goldstein. Oh my gosh. We picked Todd.